I'm going to assume the video is over. We're now live, so okay. I didn't see it on my end, but because
It's live. You're fine. Shut up and
I got
talk.
a cruddy connection. All right, let's start off with the safe stuff first. Let's see this thing, because unfortunately I'm going to go by the headline because I can't load the thing. Why Paramount needs to consider a new home for Star Trek. Okay, yeah, because Paramount Plus is not working. Okay, because it's a dying thing. Time to make nice with Netflix, I think. Yeah.
Oh, Netflix can go shove it. They're not a better option.
But they're bigger and they're not going anywhere. And Star Trek is
They're
generally done
bigger,
very well.
and they're really, really paddling on that, promoting stuff that sexualizes children, actual children, mind you.
Yes,
So fuck
yeah,
them.
if you're an up and coming filmmaker, and you want to do a film calling attention to the exploitation of children, it's like, don't do a movie where you're literally exploiting children. It's like, that's not the way you go about it. You become part of the problem. Okay.
And I don't believe that that's your intention when you're doing literally like upskirt shots of 11-year-olds.
Yep.
Sorry, I hate Netflix with a passion.
There's very few countries where that's legal, and I'm pretty sure those countries are ones you don't want to be in anyway. And most of them, they're kind of like
I do not understand how there were not sexual charges on that movie with the shit scenes in it and the way they sexualized the kids and how scantily clad they were.
Yeah.
That I absolutely cannot understand how that was allowed to be promoted as a normal movie and not sexually abusing children.
Yeah, so much for starting off with the safe stuff. All right.
Yeah, well, you're the one who said Netflix was better.
Well, because Star Trek has done very well with Netflix. That's how they got roped into Discovery. Because, okay, Star Trek. Well, wait a minute. We're not paying for the whole bill. Kurtzman said, oh, yes, you are. Was it? No. Then they went to court, and guess what? They got out of it the third season. Okay, now CBS was paying the bill. Okay, this ain't
I'm just saying I want to see Netflix crash and burn. In Minecraft, YouTube.
I think they could use their wings flipped a bit, but but yeah, it's like I think the main problem is not so much, this is Paramount Plus, and like it's not working. Okay, you're trying to put all your eggs in one basket. No one's coming to your basket.
The thing is that yes, Star Trek may have had a heyday with Paramount in the old days, but modern Paramount has a very different type of fan base now, and that has to be in it. People aren't going there for Star Trek and intellectualism. They're going there for crazy shit, and maybe sometimes things like Psych, where it's off the wall irreverence. They're not going there for the intellectual debates of Star Trek.
Yeah.
And that's as a psycho, as they call the fans.
Well, it's like Sumner Redstone clearly did not see or read King Lear, because he did basically the same stupid thing. He divided his kingdom, and it ended in disaster.
Look, I mean...
And now they're being sold to Skydance, and that's not going to be pretty when they come in.
I love Psych. I talk about it often, right? I've played episodes when we're hanging out, but let's be honest. Psych and Star Trek may have some of the same fans, but they are very, very different intellectually, and there's not a huge overlap in the fan bases compared to some other nerddoms. And that's as a Trek head and a psycho. So when you got a network that's literally been building part of that platform off of the success of shows like Psych and those, and promoting movies and stuff based on that stuff, it's going to struggle more with things like Trek fandom.
Yeah.
That's nothing against either fandom. That's nothing against even the network. That's saying that people pick certain networks for certain things. They always have. So that should be considered in the situation.
Like that kind of dovetails into the thing I was on here. A response to this one guy. Let's see here. Responding, Jorg Hildebrand. I think he worked on Picard in some capacity in the credits anyway. And I know he's going on stuff like the bridge displays. He's like, I don't know what the thing is, but he's going for that. And he's researching the original series and finding it, very fascinating thing. That hopefully, we have locked horns occasionally here because my distaste for the newer stuff is on the
very public.
Yeah, and a driving force of the channel, but
and so is mine. So I mean,
Let's say you said, hopefully you'll learn why so many of us old timers despise modern attempts at Star Trek. And you give, I don't need to want or learn. Need to want to learn. I don't need or want to learn why you despise what I love. If you want, you can join me in discovering new and old things about Star Trek. Like I decided when I wanted to be research-oriented Trekkie after watching Balance of Terror in '94. He's a very late comer to the original series. Okay. And again, as far as Balance of Terror, I could do a thing on just how the season finale, the first season of Strange New Worlds, where they basically just cut and pasted Balance of Terror.
Look, before you go into your tirade, I have a couple comments to say about this myself here. First of all, you don't care what the old fan base and the people who made the company and made the fandom think. That's a reflection on how little you actually care about your customer base and their devotion to what you're promoting. You want to talk as a Trekkie or an example of a Trekkie, then you better respect what Trekkie lore and what Trekkie culture is. You better respect what we have all been since you were a little pissant. I mean, I may not be as old as Bob. I mean, I'm not ancient, so there's that. I mean,
there's about a 20-year difference here.
But fuck off. But let's be fully honest here. I have been a Trekkie since I was a little broke ass kid scrounging Trek books out of the freaking library because we had no money and no TV. So to sit there and say, oh, no. I remember we'd go to family members' houses and Dad wanted so much to watch Star Trek stuff that he'd be sitting there watching it while everyone was talking. And I'd be sitting on his lap watching it.
Yeah.
And it honestly was a great chance to get an excuse to not watch all my grandmother's crappy horror movies. Anyway,
that's dumb and stupid. Boring and stupid.
Boring and stupid, but yeah. But there was a whole culture to this. There's a Trek culture. You have to understand. We love our Trekkie stuff. And hi, Iron Inquisitor, sweetie. We are devoted to our Trekkie stuff, and you will not shake us of these fandoms. I have been a Trekkie since before I was weaned, since before I was out of diapers, and you will not freaking break me to like this new shit if I don't want to. Sorry, no.
Yeah. But as here's why I fired in. It's like a part of understanding I think when I use as a basis for another video of my history of Star Trek is before going into the current state of the idiocy, going to here's the fans and this is the people. This is your audience and your customer base. You're pissing off people. This is why it's not working. That's a part of understanding Star Trek is understanding Star Trek fans and why some iterations work with the fans and others don't. We've always been regarded as one of the savviest fandoms, at least until recently, being the most knowledgeable about the production of the show, and not ready to swallow anything and everything with a Star Trek label attached. As a part of it's because one of the seminal books is The Making of Star Trek, where you learn the ins and outs. It's basically a Bible on how to make a TV series, any series, really. This is the stuff you got to go through and set up and everything else. It's the whole reason why there's a fight over Kurtzman Trek in the first place. So much of it goes against what came before, oftentimes deliberately and maliciously. A franchise that goes out of its way to attack its own fan base is doomed, and Star Trek is now in that position. The bean counters at Skydance are advising the new owners that it might be prudent to just cancel everything for the next 5 to 10 years, just to recover from the damage inflicted to the brand by Kurtzman and his actions. You can whine about us old-timers all you want. The fact remains that Star Trek is a brand that is going down in flames due to horrible mismanagement and storytelling choices that have driven off one of the most loyal fan bases in the history of mass entertainment. That's it. Star Trek has been the envy of Hollywood for decades. So many studios have been trying. We got to get a Star Trek of our own. All these other shows have been trying to duplicate what Paramount had with Star Trek. And now it's like others you're passing us by and the Star Trek is going down like a fucking ruptured duck. I was two and a half.
Hooker on crack.
Or that. Let's see. I was 2.5 years old when the show premiered on NBC. I used to watch it with my dad, I've spent the last several years working with Bejo Trimble on one last update to the Star Trek Concordance. Do you think I enjoy this situation? Do you think I'm okay with this franchise being run by writers so scientifically illiterate that they're making Lost in Space look like Cosmos? This goes beyond just not liking a new show because it's different. I hate the new stuff because it's killing the entire franchise. So by all means, learn all you can about the original series, but also learn about the fandom that grew with it. Check out my videos on the history of the franchise overall. I think I'll devote one to the fandom itself before moving on to the current state of the franchise, and actually talk to some of us old timers before writing us off as cranky old farts who just hate anything new. If you know anything about Trekkies, you'd already know that's not us. And he did come back. All I can say is researching the minutiae of Star Trek, old and new, brings me joy, and I like to share what I find. Well, fine. I give that one a like. And this guy complained about, well, I tried to get a channel. I find it, yeah. That's why I have playlists, asshole. Okay.
That was his dimly lit attempt at saying, oh, yeah, you're just some crabby guy.
Mm-hmm.
No, none of us are. We love what we've been involved in. We are Trekkies in our hearts. People don't understand. Trekkie is obsessive. It is compulsive. It is, we love it. We live it. We breathe it. We want it to succeed. If you've got a Trekkie saying crash and burn, it's only because we feel that you're harming what we love.
Like Star Trek merchandise sales are in the toilet right now. Merchandise sales for the new stuff is non-existent.
Let's look
but
at
it's hurting old stuff. Yeah.
How much stuff have me and you showed each other that we've collected over the years?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I got how many half-built ships up here? I got one, I've got a light. I got 3 of them down here in front of me on the, got a Klingon ship. There's NX-01, there's the original one, the refit, there's Miranda, the raw light.
I mean, if you're gonna watch a channel and you're gonna say somebody's being creepy, first of all, understand that the people you're defending and saying he's creepy towards are the ones literally stalking us and sending me sexual threats, physical threats, and attacking my race and medical conditions. So, don't just blindly attack somebody just because you're mad at them, because you're literally trying to defend people who have actually attacked sexual assault survivor for being a sexual assault survivor. Just because you're mad at somebody does not mean you should blindly go into attacking them. And
as she said a minute before we went on there, and said, no, my indie videos are not creepy. They're dumb, but they're not creepy. No.
They're a waste of time.
That is my time to waste. Okay, so.
And there's a reason I don't get involved with them. But to sit there and pretend like he's some creepy man trying to get some girl's attention, that's not what any of that is.
No.
Much as I hate those and as much as I don't want him doing them, I'm going to call it out when people lie about what it is. And when you're defending that crew after all the shit they've done, trying to come after me and encouraging people to threaten and stalk me, I don't give a fuck.
No.
Your new Trek shit sucks. Own it and quit being a bitch.
Yeah, and maybe pay attention to some of us who've been around the block 7 or 8 times and ask why. Anything? Why don't you ask why we think this isn't working? Because we can say it's like Strange in the World is the greatest thing yet. No, it's not. It's just better than the current crap of shit. That's a pretty low bar. I'm not going to watch
any of that shit. So, how much in most ways do I absolutely just keep fawning over anything that I start to get a devotion to? How much do I special interest the shit out of everything as the little autistic ticker? The fact that Star Trek has pushed me to a point where I have zero interest in any of the new shows, including the ones that are more successful with the original fan base, should say something to everyone. I don't give up on shit easy.
I didn't take my meds yet.
Case in point, I haven't left his dumbass for all the stupid shit he does. I mean, fuck off. I just don't have an interest in the new stuff at all, Kermit. He watches some of it. I watch none of it. If anything, I'm the one on this channel that's harder edged.
I watched a total of 2 episodes of Strange New Worlds. The first one, and then the crossover with Lower Decks, because I happen to like Lower Decks.
I wasn't just talking about Strange New Worlds. I was talking about the whole thing.
You
watch more of the newer stuff than I do.
I bailed on Discovery.
Let me finish my point. You do watch some of the new shows. You've talked about it. You've even talked about which ones you like. Now, can I finish my fucking point? I'm the one that's the crotchety bitch who won't watch any of the new shit here, not him. I was defending you, you dumb shit. Fuck off. So, yes, I'm the crotchety bitch here, not Bob.
Yeah.
Not that dumbass. Me. I'm the one who doesn't want anything to do with this new shit because it's an insult to everything I've loved. So if you want to sit there and basically dismiss him as some crotchety old guy who doesn't want anything new, come here, bitch. Let me show you what crotchety is.
I wouldn't touch Section 31 with a 10-foot paint stick, okay?
Never.
That has
ever try to sit there and defend this new shit to me. Star Trek has burned its bridges with me to the point where I honestly don't give a fuck about it or much of any of the actors.
I can't even get her to watch Enterprise, okay? So what?
I'm basically done. I still love the original series. I still love the other shows. I still have the other shows. But Star Trek has continually gotten worse through my lifetime. And as of Enterprise, I don't give a fuck. So there's that.
I mean, I got found a recreation of Space Seed as it aired with commercial breaks and everything. If I can find better copies of those commercials, I'll stick those in there so make it even better, but it's less jarring.
So now everybody can get this through their heads. Bob is not the crotchety asshole who won't give anything new a shot. I am.
Yes, I will give it a look, but then I will have I'll have basis on crucifying it later. But
I won't even do that. As far as I'm concerned, as long as you're making this shit, I'm disgusted in you. Fuck off. Now, tell me it's because I'm an old bitch, right? Because I'm so old. Look at me. Or it could just be that modern Trek is the equivalent of a jar of farts. Nothing in it except for stench. Da 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 da.
And even the phone's not working right.
I'm the bitch. I'm the bitch. I'm the bitch. I'm the bitch.
Yes, a reminder.
Is just sitting there looking at me like, what is wrong with you? Go ahead.
Okay, I'm thinking about, something that just never quite dawned on them about Section 31. It's a case of, they looked up shit on Memory Alpha and then thinking about, oh, that's good. They never watched the fucking shows. Like when they did a little pendant of the little Bowie, and they were showing, pendant, the Bowie from Inner Light. And as a pendant, they were marketing it. And they had Kurtzman saying, "Oh, it's the very nice thing about that." But turns out he's just quoting what's in the damn box. He never watched a single frame of that film. It's like the whole premise of Picard, Since Rebellion, and all that stuff, and throwbacks to Measure of a Man. But the very premise of Picard showed they never watched Measure of a Man because what happened in Measure of a Man made Section 30 made Picard impossible. There would not be a slave race of androids because of what happened in that Measure of a Man.
Honestly, I didn't like any of those shows either, which tells you how big of a bitch I am.
But Section 31, it's like CIA. No.
I'm the one that's hard to impress. You want to impress a Trekkie who's a devoted Trekkie, but not going to budge easily. Come at me, bro. And you know what? Don't bitch at him. Come bitch at me. Come on. Bring it. Talk here in the comments. Come on in air and talk to me. I'll show you what's up and why a lot of the old Trek fans hate this shit. And I won't yell at you. Fuck off. I won't.
Might tick a few times, but you know.
Tiki wants to yell at you. I don't. Yeah. I want you to listen. And I'm saying this as somebody whose brother buys into the Kool-Aid of the new shit. It's okay. We all already know he's a dumbass, so it's understandable. You want to impress us as Trek fans. Then impress us. Start by pulling your head out of your rectal cavity. Or at least just stick it up there with the dicks that Harry Sisson's looking for. I mean, sorry. Bob apparently has crashed.
There we go.
Now I'm just tirade.
There we go. Right.
There you go. I don't know if you caught my last comment.
I caught a part of it, but
I said to stick it up his ass with the dicks that Sisson's going to be taking there.
We'll get to that in a minute. that's an altered thing. It's but Lily Phillips really, but so but Harry Sisson's going to take it. But, no, but
eat a dick.
It's like apparently they did not watch any of the DS9 episodes where he introduced Section 31. It's like Section 31 isn't even really. It's a colloquial term for them. They don't have a name. They don't officially exist.
That's the point of them.
Yeah.
This is like trying to give an official name to the Men in Black.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that they're called Men in Black is because there's no name. There's no agency. There's no existence.
Mm-hmm. It's like the name comes because it was, their authorization is Article 4, Section 31 of the Federation Charter.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually precludes a little bit to something with the Earth Federation, of the Earth unification thing. The Section 31 goes before the Federation. We see them in Enterprise. But it's really more of a nickname. And they sure as fuck did not hand out comm badges. No one knew that. It wasn't until Bashir actually met, and even then, Cisco's dig around. They still nothing would be confirmed. Nobody would admit to anything of it.
You can't have a secret society if it gives away its identity.
Yeah, part of it is to be secret.
I mean, I know this is a hard concept for you guys when your heads are up your assholes. But think, McFly, think.
The big confirmation is, Odo saying that, no, you can't find the but it makes sense. An organization as big as the Federation has to have something like that to make, to work. Can't all get by on good feelings and rainbows.
You can't have a secret society if they're announcing their existence everywhere.
Yeah, and they don't have fleets and ships and everything. Usually somebody shows up. It's like when Sloan showed up in a Starfleet, he wasn't wearing a little half black badge. It's like he dressed like regular Starfleet.
Understand, I don't say this to be a bitch. I'm just really good at it. Anyway, I say this because I do care about context, about quality, about how things are approached, on how we do this. I do care. That's one thing you're going to have to understand. Just because the Trek fans are being dicks does not mean we're not right. In fact, usually it's the contrary. When we're being dicks, it's because we know we're right.
Yeah. One of the big reason why there are Star Trek conventions is because the old line science fiction conventions were tired of all these Trekkies underfoot causing problems.
Eat a dick, eat a dick, eat a dick, dick, dick. Eat his juice.
So the case of, them saying, well, screw you, we'll hold our own conventions. That's why that started.
By the way,
the other thing about them, we didn't invent the conventions. We perfected it.
While we're talking about going to build our own, I feel that I have to draw attention to a certain meme I did long ago. This was a situation where they were taking on this story that this mayor in this town was trying to ban ice shanties. And his whole argument on trying to ban ice shanties, let me send you this meme a sec so we can pull it up on screen easier, was literally claiming that having them would cause drug dealing, hookers in the shanties, and illegal gambling dens.
Hello.
This was, and I watched the town council where he actually argued this. So then I made a meme that I posted to the mayor, which got me blocked.
That's oddly specific, Mr. Mayor. Do we have any experience in this here?
So I made a meme and I posted it to him and I got blocked. Here it is.
Yeah.
For some reason, I got blocked for this one.
Yeah. I was like hookers. Yes, my shiny metal ass.
It is a reference to one of the first episodes. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm going to build my own amusement park with blackjack and hookers. Actually, forget the amusement park. But yes, I got blocked for this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine why. Now everybody knows what kind of person I am when I meme.
Yeah. The left cannot meme to save their lives. Okay.
You gotta admit though, that one was funny.
That was good. But it's like
I'm gonna be honest, the hardcores, extremists on either side, they can't meme. They're so wound up in their agendas that they're cringy as shit. You have got to be able to make fun of your own side if you're going to be able to meme well.
Yeah, you got to have a sense of humor. Yeah.
Cry about it, mock it, laugh at it. Mm-hmm. Go, what the fuck is wrong with you, you dumbasses? And have fun. Mm-hmm. I'm going to build my own ice shanties with blackjack and hookers.
Forget that.
You can hear Bender saying it when you read it, can't you?
Yeah. But no, one of the things that when on Fact Trek, when they had a link to old fanzine, I think it was a Spock and Anya. But I followed the site. It's like they got fanzines out the wazoo. I found stuff from the 1930s. You know, that's something that James Blish put up when he was a teenager. He's on those short stories. So that's this. James Blish did not get his start doing Star Trek novelizations. He was a well-established sci-fi author by then, won a few awards. He was slumming it with the Star Trek stuff. Okay. Now the lower decks poked fun of this when they brought back Bill Boimler's transporter clone back from the dead, and Section 31 got him a badge. Oh, isn't that kind of counterproductive? A particular organization have their own badge that we can make you dead again. Oh yeah, I'm fine with it. So, And we're willing to point out the stupidity in it, but yeah, okay, we'll go with it. I think that's why also it's like, yes, Mike McMahon said he knew what he was doing when he did that thing of where the Klingon turns into the Klingork and the ship promptly explodes. He knew that he was putting the seed in there. That, it's an alternate timeline. We're saved. Okay.
By the way, you want to read a few interesting books from somebody who people don't think of as an author. There are 2 Star Trek novels and a sci-fi novel that were written by John Delancey. Both, of course, Star Trek episodes are based on Q. Mm-hmm. Then Soldier of Light is the other one, and it's actually a really interesting book. It's been a while since I read it, but I actually have them downstairs somewhere. Yeah. Read Delancey's stuff. He could have been a much bigger author than he actually was with those. Mm-hmm. He there's a little work he needs, but for only writing a few books, they were actually really good. Yeah.
Now, Delancey's real good at conventions too. Although generally, if it's Delancey at a convention, the thing that don't ask him Star Trek stories like what if Q met Trelane? Things like that's he said that's like saying if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a wagon. It's like no, it didn't go into acting stories. Advice, you want to go into acting? He's fine. He's great with that.
Funny because he has actually told stories about declaring himself Q and pretending to be a god on the streets just to freak people out. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure who they are honestly right now, but
I haven't listened to that one. No, but I don't do a lot of podcasts. I was really into mission log stuff, but
I think if I had a chance to talk to him, I would have asked him what it was like working with Don Adams on Get Smart Again.
That one, I'm sure he could do a story on that one.
He actually made a really good Get Smart villain.
Yeah,
he really did.
Mm-hmm. He again when he was out here, he did a lot of stories, but doing some play where some kind of period piece because with the kind of a Wardian tight pants type thing, but because of that couldn't wear underwear underneath it. But at one point, it's supposed to be delivering the final monologue. Originally, it's supposed to be facing the back of the stage with the rest of the characters. But at some point, he tore his pants. So it's like not facing we're not going to stand with the back to the audience, and he's delivering his thing out to the audience. So so everyone's there, and when to clue in the rest of the people of what's going on, why he's doing this, he kind of parts the tails in his coat. Like, yep, this is why. So, yes, his ass is hanging out. We're not going to be mooning the audience tonight.
It would have been funny.
Yeah, what am I? I'm sure given the right.
I'm one of those people. I probably have a very warped, sick sense of humor.
Yeah.
What I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point of this story is I like being warped and twisted.
Mm-hmm.
So if people want to complain, honey, there's ways to do it.
Yeah.
But what drives me nuts in this whole situation is these people get so latchkeyed into these certain ideals and they can't see past it.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get stuck where you can't say that you were ever wrong, you're not going to grow.
Yeah.
So to all you modern people who think modern Trek is right, you need to learn you're wrong.
Especially the stuff where they're doing the politics of the day. It's like, that's not going to age well.
Yes, there were references to political events in the original Star Trek in a more center view, in a way that could actually humanize the different sides, and ways that actually were less straight up and more referential, and it wasn't as bad.
It was the broader morality of the whole issue, so it didn't hinge on just the event
this guy
itself.
Bad, these people good. It wasn't propaganda.
Yeah, it was just the morality of war, the morality of equality of this or that, or doing this, something or other. It wasn't a matter of because again, there was no original series version of LBJ.
And also, flat out, let's be honest on this. This whole notion that it's left wing to be racially accepting or to want civil rights is a lie. Now, were there people on both sides who really opposed it and really supported it? Yes.
Yeah.
Was it like hardcore right wing against it, hardcore left wing for it? No, that was absolutely a social lie. It was a construct.
Yeah.
That wasn't true.
Martin Luther King was a registered Republican. Okay?
A lot of the black community was back then.
Yeah.
And in fact,
one
thing I will laugh at with Jefferson's and all of the family is they actually did have George as a registered Republican who was fighting with Archie over how to take the party.
Yeah. Because think for a minute, who were the ones with the fire hoses and the dog? Oh, here we go again.
The fact of the matter is there are humanists and people who defend human rights and basic human respect on both sides. And there are bigoted pieces of shit on both sides. And as long as you're trying to divide people, you're the problem. Bubble burst, I'm sure, to a lot of you people, but conservatives aren't automatically evil and liberals aren't automatically good. Liberals are not automatically evil and conservatives are not automatically good.
And I still reject the idea. There was a party shift that no, there wasn't.
There's more of one in the modern history than there ever was in the times they claim there was. But even that, it's not like they're trying to claim either. There is a growing bigotry on both sides because we've been played against each other so long.
Yeah.
That's not a one side toxin. That is a both side toxin and something we need to address as a society. But we can't address it when you guys are being so mired in your beliefs that you're unwilling to hear the other side. So if you want to make a change in this world, learn to shut the fuck up.
No, it's always been overblown and everything. Because I'm thinking it's like because the Democrats have always been the party of slavery.
Okay, I'm actually trying to approach this as a centrist on my channel who doesn't want biases here.
I'll say it was my own channel.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Not everybody. Again, this is why I feel like we can't make headway, because the moment somebody says, let's open up both sides are not full of all evil, it's, well, the Republicans this, or, well, the Democrats this. It's like, well, honestly, both parties suck. Both parties suck. There's good and bad both have done historically. Now, granted, I have more issues with more of the actions of the Democrats than Republicans, but both have pissed me off a lot historically.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just see us find common ground and actually try to be decent. I mean, is this such a bizarre notion? I mean, for most of the extremists out there, yeah, it is. But remember, just remember, I'm just a little safe space holder, right? Says the one who literally on every stream I've been on with him for like the last 6 months has bitched about people calling him fat every single time. But she needs coddled. Fuck off. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm not naming names, but yes, I had to let that out. If you're going to complain about other people needing coddled, you can't complain about people calling you fat.
Yeah, streaming Fortnite right now is like you're nuts. So just locked up there for a bit. I only cut like half per comment. So yeah, if I try Fortnite, it's going to be just to get the dailies done, and that's all it's going to do. So I think I'm probably going to have to invest part of my tax refund in getting a better computer.
The normal shit from the haters. You don't have Tourette's. Oh well, you're bigger girl. It's like, bigger girl, yes. Tourette's, yes. Do I give a shit about your feelings?
Fuck no.
No way.
Yeah. All right, let Kiki do that one.
She's a very opinionated girl.
Yes, and very perceptive.
She apparently does not seem to like Lydian.
Or at least likes picking on him.
Okay. It gets pretty visceral. I have questions on if there's a little piece of my subconscious that actually doesn't like him. Just because of the level Tiki goes at him.
Yeah. Okay.
Might also just be that there's a part of my subconscious that likes a little cringe his eyes does when I say certain things. I don't know. I don't know.
It's a fun target. They squirm so much. Okay. All right. Now the other ones. What was I doing with here? Got let's see. That was the new home thing. And what else we got here? Lower Deck showed that Star Trek should avoid catering to niche crowds. Well, again, we went over that. What the fuck do you think Star Trek fandom is?
And also, that show literally sucks up to the niche crowd.
Well, that's yeah. They're part of it was we're trying to distance ourselves from. We're not with them. We actually know what we're doing. Come on, we're with you. We are actual fans. We know this stuff, and it did. It resonated with a large chunk of old fans. Hey, okay, these guys.
Poor Bob, bless his heart.
Oh.
I'm going to get Foley in here. He was also, because his response also, okay, this is worth going for. We're on the same track a lot of as far as modern. He refuses to call it Star Trek Discovery, just Discovery. It's not Star Trek.
I'm the bitch. Bear in mind, I'm the bitch. I'm the one who won't watch any of this shit. And yet, I'm also the one defending people on both sides of the fandom who are attacked just for what they like or dislike. Yeah. I don't hate the modern fans. I think they have no taste, but I don't hate them.
They need to be educated. Like also the thing with well, this is what happened. Because again, Lower Decks was not canceled because of low ratings or whatever. Paramount was very happy with the numbers they were getting.
It's just it grinds. Eat a dick, eat a dick, eat a dick, dick, dick.
Okay, yeah. No, they were very happy with what they were getting with Lower Decks. It was Kurtzman that canceled it. Paramount did not cancel it. Kurtzman did. Because
they want something to blame, as I was trying to explain before Tiki took over and then you came back. It's not about truth. It's not about integrity. It's not about actual principles. It's about fifis and crying and being little bitches.
And Kurtzman being a whiny little bitch. You didn't get, like, they like that better.
That's what I just said is being little bitches.
Yeah.
You literally just repeated what I said. Anyway.
I think that's why we need to appreciate the gift that Mike McMahon gave us in the last one.
How can someone
you're
not
calling
like
our
the gnome?
I'm nuking your entire.
I don't know how someone cannot like the gnome, but I have a very twisted subconscious, and he's managed to get me to open up enough about things I didn't want to open up about. That there's probably a part of my subconscious that resents it.
Yeah,
I'm being honest.
Yeah. But no, like I said, McMahon knew what he was doing when that alternate timeline tidbit thrown out there. Oh, you can interpret how you made it vague enough. You can interpret how you like, but no, we know what he was talking about. Okay, I'm being pulled out. I'm going to nuke your entire universe. Have a nice day. And the thing is, Lower Decks, being the subversive show that it is, was perfectly positioned to deliver the blow from inside. He basically beamed a photon torpedo onto the bridge of Discovery.
I mean, got to do what you got to do. I don't know. I will never understand certain elements of fandoms. I will never understand certain ways they wore and stuff. But the actual defending your fandom, defending the culture you grew up in and love, that's something these people won't understand because they have nothing that matters to them.
Yeah.
We love what we are. We love who we are. We love our culture, and we're not backing down.
Yeah. And again, that's also where you have to know the rules. You know the rules before you can break them. And what McMahon did was perfectly within the rules. There's no backing away from it. He just no, you can't do anything. The card's been played. And big chunk of fandom, it's like, okay, that's it. That's our out. There's a justification for booting this whole shit out there. Okay, it's gone.
Now I will
make the timeline, and so is Stranger World because they're joined at the hip.
I will make a brief comment about the warring that's going on right now in online community, and I don't care. These are going to name a few names in this. Buckle up, because we have people right now trying to pull this Christian supposed movement, but they're just using it to spout actual bigotries, and they're trying to deny the satanic panic ever happened and all this other shit, and they're literally trying to go after anyone who actually likes sexuality while actually acting like people themselves.
Is this where Melanie Mac really goes boom?
And Razor Fist and JDA and all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like really, really crazy. And yeah, literally there's a post this morning from one of them going, oh, the satanic panic never happened. It was a conspiracy against Christians. It's like,
no, I would remember that, the whole backmasking nonsense thing.
Oh God, these people are so fucking stupid.
That's when I really started getting into D&D is during that period. So no, I know exactly what.
And Razor Fist claiming that he's found God now and using it to defend more of his racism and anti-native stuff.
One thing is, it's
and
not
defending
a
Melanie Mac on her comments.
Yeah.
And the Quartering's defending them and their shit, and they're claiming that everyone's trying to censor them for things while they're trying to basically pull this. There was no satanic panic. Everyone who doesn't like us is evil shit. And I'm sitting there going, I'm really glad I don't like these idiots anymore. I'm only sorry that I ever was nice to them in the first place. Because you guys need therapy. You're not right in the heads.
I think I need to engage a little more over there. It's take it from someone who was there. Yes, it was real. It was.
Well, the person who made the post saying the satanic panic wasn't real was also one of the ones who claims to be Christian while he was actually actively helping somebody stalk me and threaten me with death and spread edited, altered images of me claiming I was things I wasn't. So
jeez.
Take that with a grain of salt. He ain't no fucking Christian.
Certainly the dictionary definition of Christ-like.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I'm a bitch. I admit it. I see this stuff and I'm using it to tear these shitheads down. Every minute of every day, I hope that they enjoy their implosion because I am laughing my ass off watching it. You have destroyed your names. I remember when Melanie used to love me so much until she got big. Same with Razor Twat. Same with sorry, did I say Razor Twat?
Just a bit.
All of these people loved me until I wasn't beneficial for them.
Can I get one of these to load?
So I mean, you know, you're fake as fuck. People are gonna call you out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I'm not sorry. Fuck off. Thank you, Tiki. In case they missed the sarcasm in my statement, Tiki had to clarify. I'm really, really sorry to see your channels imploding. But choke on that, bitch. Karma sucks. Is that bitchy of me to say it that way? I just don't care anymore. These kinds of people. These kinds of shithead people. Oh, but you're not nice to us. Why should I be nice to you? You're a piece of shit.
Okay, what the hell?
Yes, I said it that way, Iron. Look, this is the man who literally claimed that the Lakota people made up our entire culture and religion so we could steal gold for firewater. He's a piece of shit. I know Bob desperately wants to think there was some greater thing of confusion behind that. The more he's masking himself, the more it's clear he absolutely means that he's a bigot. Piece of shit. You're too nice, Bob.
Well,
you can't save every twat. I mean, we love you, Save a Ho, but give up on some of them.
Did you ever see Silverado? Western, what you Scott Klein?
I'm not much of a Western person.
Kevin Klein got to pick, like, finds him just laying there. The guy's ripped him on. He's just there in his long underwear and boots and everything. His attitude's like you either treat everybody like your friend or nobody is. Either way, it's about the same difference. Well, okay.
But it's so ridiculous at this point. They're like, we're gonna say all this stupid, ridiculous, racist shit, and you're the problem if you call us on it. It's like, what? You know, you guys keep unmasking yourselves, and I'm just sitting here going, I may be a bitch, but the people turning on me, you're the fakes.
Yeah.
Because I'm not changing. Yeah. I'm not the one who's flipping my personality for attention. Unlike some bitch out there running his twat off because he got called out for being a dickhead. You can come at me, bro, all you want. You can try to badmouth me. You can try to come at me. But when you mess with my boys, when you mess with the people who I support, you've made an enemy, bitch. Yeah. And you're not ready for it.
Snick. Let's throw one last thing up here before we pivot up to the not safe for work stuff here. Babylon, again, I'm having to go by headlines because I can't the page a little bit. Babylon 5 brought in a Star Trek icon to help compete with Deep Space Nine. I'm pretty sure they're talking about when they brought in Walter Koenig as Bester. It's like, one, there was a rivalry going on there because, it can be argued that they, when because originally the idea of Babylon 5 was brought to Paramount first, and I don't know if Berman ever saw it. Tartikoff apparently did. Brandon Tartikoff, who said, but when they started pushing, we need another Star Trek series, we need a spinoff. Who knows if anybody said anything about, try space station. It's like, but there's also enough plausibility. There have been space stations in Star Trek. There have been wormholes in Star Trek, and it's like everything was there.
It's one of those things that's suspected that it was ripped off. It's suspected it was plagiarism, but there's no actual evidence for sure.
And the fact that the two went, you got 2 shows out of it, so it's like, fuck it,
which were fine. And while the fan bases may ward a little bit, most of the people were fans of both, so it's not like it's a big freaking deal. Either way,
it's like, even I think Michael O'Hare was at a convention. Before I'm talking about. It's silly. We got two good shows. I enjoy them both. But also, as far as when Walter Koenig showed up to come, as Bester, it's like everyone's forgetting the fact that Walter Koenig and Harlan Ellison were friends. So a lot of it's like as a favorite. Hey, you want to show? And plus, it was a character completely different from Chekhov.
I mean, I know of him.
Yeah,
I've seen a couple of his videos. I don't know him well enough to criticize or go after him or praise him. I know I have a friend who has a similar name who's also got a huge following, who's critically drinking, and he's a sweetheart. But no, I won't go after him because I don't know enough of his stances.
Now, critical drinker is also he's hooked in with Dorgroddick and all that. And he's in there all the time.
And I've just quit caring about most of that stuff. It's nothing against anybody. There's plenty of people who have channels who I like. I just don't bother to keep up with. It's just not. I can't anymore.
Yeah. No, I'm a fan of Critical Drinker. I think, especially doing all that retro reviews. They did Kelly's Heroes recently. It's like,
but that's what I have not watched enough of his stuff to say if he's got the consistency that the other guys I was calling out don't.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to just blindly attack somebody.
Yeah.
So there's that. I try to be consistent as I can. But from what I've seen of him, I've liked his stuff, but I've only seen a little.
Yeah. Man, he's managed to, stuff that's become, tropes like The Message. That's all. That's on him. Yeah. Let's see where we're going. But yeah, it's like there been a lot of actors who went back and forth between DS9 and Babylon 5. Majel Barrett was on there as a Centauri, Centauri lady on there. Like it's one of the bloopers where it's like she walking the door doesn't quite open. And it was like, sorry, okay, I'm used to it. Like the one, I'm blanking on the actor's name, but he played D-Day in Animal House, but he was playing a Earth Alliance general. And somebody asked, where is General so-and-so? On Deep Space Nine.
Name one person who said they like woke anything. Just because I'm critical of people that are in my community who said stupid shit or denied things that were real does not mean I like woke shit. I woke up to the whole movement of making woke shit and added entertainment in the 80s when most of you guys were clueless to it.
Hey, what's it going to do with you not being familiar with Critical Drinker? I love Critical Drinker. Okay.
I said I don't know most of his stuff, so I can't say much. The things I have seen, I was good with.
Yeah. He's been calling the shit out for from day one. Yeah.
The reason I was calling out the other guys is because it's not anti-woke, it's anti-truth. It's propaganda, it's bigotry, it's stupidity. That's why I called out the others. And they're getting hammered by the anti-woke side too. So this isn't I'm biased on this. This is these people are dumb shits. hurts. Truth hurts.
Yeah.
What I said is I've seen a little of his stuff, but I haven't seen enough to be honest.
Yeah.
To be praising or criticizing.
Oh, I've reposted a lot of Razor Fist stuff. I can, or not Razor, not even Razor Fist stuff, but usually but Critical Drinker stuff. Where it's like, here's a good one.
Well, Razor used to follow me.
Yeah.
He won't admit it now, but he used to. Yeah. He quit doing that when I called out his racist comments about my people.
Yeah.
Now it's suddenly no. He doesn't like me. He had to block me. It's like that's only because what you said is stupid and you got called out on it.
Yeah.
One sec, Ornery.
I would still like to bend his ear some other. Yeah. I was alarmed because normally his history is usually pretty spot on. So I think, okay, I think you're reading something wrong here. Not denying the historical facts or dates here, but I think you're reading it wrong. Why they did what they did.
Lacking being a fan of somebody does not mean that I'm for something on the other side. It just means I have limited hours of my day and I'm not a fan of very many people on either side. Yeah. Sorry, I've got a really busy life.
It's contrary to popular belief among the haters. She doesn't just sit back while eating bonbons all day.
I'm trying to figure out where that comment came from when I literally just said, I've liked some of his stuff I've seen, but I haven't seen enough to say one way or another what he's like. I thought that was a very fair position to take on it. Because just because people say they're anti-woke does not mean they actually are. It does not mean they're for free speech. And it doesn't mean they're actually decent people. You get grifters, frauds, fakes, and assholes in every community.
So if that's all you got to offer on that thing, that's borrowed from Critical Drinker. That's all they got to say for today now. Go away now.
I am from a culture that is extremely conservative. I'm center right, and I'm kind of considered left to them, but I'm still very center right and very for guns and all that stuff. And no, my issues with people come down to honesty and integrity.
That it's place, Okay, we've been at this for almost an hour. Shall we bring up the?
Ooh, let's go taboo.
Or at least really nasty.
Bend over, bitch.
That's what she's planning. A lot. Okay. Yes, our old friend Lily Phillips in Britain. It's like, what came across to Rosetta though, a swipe at Harry Sisson. And it's a funny joke because this guy, I'm sure when they pulled the plug on TikTok briefly, they thought, oh my God, what, little weasel dick.
No, as I said, he's a gaping asshole. Pun intended.
Yes.
And I don't usually like puns, but this one I'll accept.
Yeah. It's me as these guys after the election. You don't realize it. Election's over. Give up. No one. It's not going to change. We don't care. Clearly, we voted for the fucker.
Can you not, please? Because you're saying we didn't. I didn't vote for either of those assholes.
Well, we on my side of things. No, we don't care.
I hate both parties. I hate the hardcore woke and hardcore anti-woke together because they're both censorship clowns who don't know how to shut the fuck up. I mean,
like Tim Rusk goes, well, but this. Yeah, he's going to be this and this. Yeah, and in 2 days he's going to be president of the United States. Live with it. Okay.
Every time he complains that people don't agree with him and they're not going along with his ideals and what he's found to be true in his life, just post the meme of him going, "We ain't found shit."
Yeah,
that's it. That's all you need. We ain't found shit.
Yep.
Because those people aren't helping people like me who have legitimate issues with stuff that's going on in this. These people who are like, oh, well, you just don't like this person. It's like, no, I don't like any of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bitch. Have we not established this entire stream? If we haven't established this, I need to just go harder.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said. I mean,
yeah. Speaking of which, yeah. Yes. Bit of a recap. Lily Phillips is an aspiring porn star on OnlyFans and elsewhere. Had set herself the goal of breaking some kind of record of doing over 1,000 guys in a 24-hour period. Well, that record got broke by another porn actress, Bonnie Blue. I was surprised to find she's only 25. She looks like she's in her 30s. Yep. But she did 1,057 in about a 12-hour period. That was about what I figured. A lot of 5 at a time. So one clipper, she's still naked, but wearing things up. All the condom wrappers are wearing. So at least it was safe group sex.
Yeah, oxymoron. Yeah. I've had a problem with the whole term safe sex my entire life. There's no such thing as safe sex. There's safer sex. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter how careful you are, how protective you are, even a loyal couple that's not cheating. There's always risks associated with sex.
Yeah.
And there's no foolproof way to prevent STDs. You can minimize it, but you're not safe if you're having sex. That misnomer has to end.
Yeah.
It's worth the risk. Yum. I mean,
and it was observed that in Bonnie's case, it's like certain parts were a little on the swollen side. That she'd had a workout, so probably couldn't even look at it for a couple days. But Lily was going for that record. Well, okay, fine. She's going to do the X number of anal sex. And yeah, she's got a lot of anal videos out there, but that many things. No, it's like, good. And again, within the industry, I mean, she got, an award apparently last night at the Pornhub Award. So it's okay, fine, you got your award. Go with it. Because I tweeted at her and seriously, you need to walk this back now, okay? You're risking permanent injury for a record no one's going to give a shit about in a while, okay?
Can we say give a shit was a pun intended?
Yeah, I'll go with it, yeah. Because all it takes is one mistake. I mean, anal is tricky, Even professionals, mistakes happen, okay? It only takes one guy jerking the wrong way or something or twitching. It's like, guess what? Now it's like you're going to be, eating soft food for the next month while this thing heals, okay?
The thing is, with any sex,
mm-hmm.
how big versus how tight, all these things can add to risks of injuries or certain issues. There's been plenty of people who've had injuries just having normal missionary sex. Why push? And I'm not saying don't have crazy wild sex or do other positions.
Yeah.
I'm saying why push something like this where you're willing to risk such injury and such personal safety issues to what? Declare yourself the biggest anal slut? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and you'd need about a couple gallons of lube nearby just to even have it feasible, because the rectum doesn't lubricate. I mean, you got to do a lot to not the lube. It's like just basically turn into a Wesson party at that point.
Hey, cooking oil. I mean,
pretty much, yeah.
Slip, slide. Ew, that's gross. I mean,
just lay down the plastic sheets because it's gonna get real slippy, real quick
and real gross.
And again, with that many, and at least with 1,000 guys in a 24-hour period, that math-wise, you do like 5 guys at a time, is that you at least get something. Otherwise, it was literally going to be like less than a minute per guy if it was one at a time on that sort of thing. That's what's going to be happening with anal. She's going to be doing the same sort of thing with anal. It's don't forget it. It's like the math doesn't work out. There's nothing else.
No, see, with regular sex stuff, regular orgy like stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you have multiple holes that they can go at. You have hands, you have other stuff. It's not all in one
You
spot.
only have one ass, okay? You know.
I don't know. Some people act like they're all ass, but anyway.
But
Speaking of acting like you're all ass, you want to say that and then run away from the chat, you craven pussy who didn't actually listen to what I said?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Man up to your dumb comment.
Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, like Sam Kidd is the same way, but it's like, you know, anal sex is like, you know, like it doesn't feel that good. It's not that, you know, but the only reason we want it because you say we gotta have it.
Well, that's because men are filthy degenerates. Sorry.
Suddenly dovetails into the, you know, it's like the Garden of Eden. It's like, you know, you have every tree in the garden except that one. You know, yeah, the one with the big neon sign said, "Don't eat me, don't eat me." You know, sooner you're gonna get bored. Oh, fuck, you know, grab me.
I wonder what that tastes like.
If anybody, you know, can bridge these two things, ain't no fucking sex in the Bible. That's like,
look, there is a similarity in sex and being called out on this stuff biblically, because honestly, let's be honest, the whole biblical issue was woman looking at something tempting and going, I wonder what that tastes like in my mouth. Sorry. I got you.
Meanwhile, like Indy's doing a movie marathon. It's like, maybe a cum show.
Don't care, and you're on my air. Don't mention that name.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Fuck that bitch.
It's taking forever to load anyway.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't fucking care. I don't care. I don't care. Fuck that dumb bitch. I'm definitely in a mood today.
Yeah.
I think because all the shit that happened this last week, and I worried and antagonized and tried to find a way to make peace, and I'm done making peace. Once you've insulted my friends, I'm fucking done making peace. I don't really need to know that, Fizz. Congratulations, but I really don't need to know that. I mean, I guess
okay, yeah. All I can say is, what a world awaits you when they have, you know, when that blessed day happens. Yeah.
All I can say is it's taking every bit of restraint in me not to make a really bad joke that would get our channels in trouble.
Well, I don't know how much more trouble we can get anyway. We discussed an anal sex for the past 20 minutes. And the perils that lie with it.
Private chat.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
Don't say a word. Don't you dare say a word. Don't you dare say a word.
That does need to be a card in some form.
I'm a terrible, terrible person. I'm going straight to hell for that thought.
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, again, the general thing is it's you know, it's that apparently it's not that for, you know, it's like, I think part of it's like, you know, there may be certain elements of like, you know, not quite in the self-harm category, but feeling you need to be punished for something or other, and also because as far as the females, you're working the clitoris from the backside, really, because the clitoris is more than just a little nub. It's a whole thing, whole structure.
Look, I'm
Internal.
going to tell you, being punished can be fun. I mean,
not even going down that rabbit hole. Okay.
Rabbits, yum. Those are good toys.
Also, got to substitute when chicken's not around. To find that out in the Air Force.
I got what you meant, Fizz. And look, I'm too much a germaphobe to understand that whole anal thing that people like. Mm-hmm. I don't get it. I don't want to get it. Nobody with me is getting it, obviously. It just isn't a thing in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know why I would need anything with that hole when there's others. I mean, but that said, I don't care if other people do it.
Yeah. Clits get sterilized fine. Normally, don't need to go through the back door and go, try on the backside. With guys, apparently it does something with the prostate. It's like, all right, every prostate exam I've ever had, did nothing for me on that regard. Okay, so
I know plenty of guys who would say they actually enjoy those.
Well, that's them. It's like
we know one that comes on air here with us who says that routinely.
Yeah. And mind you, and only once was it really with only a couple of times was it a male doctor. Otherwise, it's pretty hot looking female doctors doing it. Still didn't do nothing. So.
I mean, there's situations I've been around that I feel like I could be getting people in a lot of trouble if I said anything. Just because, not because they weren't legal age to each other, but because the situation I'm thinking of involved two co-workers. And this is where private chat comes in handy.
Okay.
Still typing.
Oh dear. Oh my. Get the thing up. Get that in there.
Yeah, there's a reason I had to say that in private. I'm not kidding. You look very confused right now.
The fuck? All right.
I think he liked being punished a bit. That actually literally became his nickname to pretty much everybody in the workplace. So,
where were you working again?
This may have been at a fast food place. Yeah, I've had some interesting experiences in my life.
Yikes. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's also going to be a card.
You're like, I need to write this up now. Oh, dear God. What I'm saying is I have witnessed some fucked up shit over the years. Anyway.
We could think twice about getting that McFlurry. Yeah, damn.
It makes you feel any better. There were no physical touching of the actual machine.
Just the fact that it was happening there. Whoops.
There are medical risks with that kind of activity, but I'm not going to sit here and make full claims on that, as you need to be a medical professional, and I'm not getting struck for medical misinformation. So I will leave it at there are medical risks to that form of sexual activity. for everyone, whether it be women on men together or vice versa. Or if your name's Preston Poulter and you just said, hey, wifey, peg me from behind while I act like a cuck.
Let's reiterate. The anus is an exit port, not an entry. It is used for expelling waste. Therefore, it is kind of nasty. Okay, this would probably require some tweaking. I'll just leave it as is with a quote on it.
I'm a little twisted and warped today, okay? I don't know why. I don't know why I'm just going right balls to the wall, pun intended. But I am.
I'll fix that in post. Okay.
I might be a little fucked up, y'all.
Whoops. Let me dig up what the hell is Lily gonna be planning on doing here. Yeah.
But this is why you all love me. Oh, I forgot. All I do is screech at and yell at people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm never happy, go lucky, or laughing, right?
Okay, apparently amongst the things going on, one of the stack of executive orders is going to be releasing info on the UFO files and stuff. Okay, it's time to let her know what the hell we know. And okay.
I'm just sitting here plotting evil, twisted acts, the perverted sexual delinquencies, and demented cards.
I'm never gonna find that. Hold on. Did I put it in highlights? I don't think I did. Yeah, I didn't. All right. But yeah, I did.
What is that?
Tag. I think the wrestling moose upstairs.
Who's the dick munch that moved into your place? It sounds like they're herding cattle.
Yeah, I think it's upstairs actually. Nah, I did.
That does not negate my question. Who's the dick munch?
Not a clue. All right. No, I tagged her in a post saying, "Look, we're responsible with the announcement. Oh, she's gonna go for the anal ring." I said, seriously, time to walk this shit back, okay? Because you're risking permanent injury. And try to be good. You had a good thing going here. Don't fuck it up, because you. Like at least he's gonna knock you out of action for a while. Okay, so no, just no one's gonna give a shit.
I think I about killed you with that first joke I put in private.
Yeah.
And let me guess, you did put both of those into our card deck.
Oh yeah, it's on the file. Yeah. The second one, I just put up. I didn't no editing, just like that. So I just sent it with the quotes. So we're done. Fix it in post. Make it.
One thing I have to do is use the same numeric. 50 and 40 have to be the same numeric form. That was just me typing quickly and not thinking. There we go. That's better. Good luck with that.
I think I definitely need to. Next history is I'm kind of taking inspiration from Simon Schama's A History of Britain, where he tells different stories throughout British history. Starting out talking about this settlement in the far northern part of Scotland, going back to Stone Age stuff, then other things, but just bouncing around a little bit, But just okay, let's talk about the fandom, don't we?
If you don't care what the fans think, then you're the problem.
And that's any franchise. Yeah.
There's a difference between catering to every stupid fanfic and every stupid idea every fan has,
Yeah,
versus treating them like absolute shit. Neither is good.
Mm-hmm. And Roddenberry knows. He's like, I'll never turn it over to the fans. They won't dictate it, but it's like, well, but I'll listen to them. What they have to say.
And honestly, they listen too much to the fans and the fan shippings and Voyager anyway, so it was part of the problem it had. Because that was the whole Tom and thing, was because the fans fell for it when there was one episode goofily making jokes about it, and then they just kept pushing it because the fans kept wanting it.
Yeah.
And most of those episodes were so cringy.
Yeah. There's still a couple of Voyagers I haven't seen.
Which ones? Because I have the series.
Oh, I could, it was the one early on, Twisted, where I just never got around to that one. It's just a bit weird. And The Haunting of Deck, I think 7, whatever, where Neelix is telling a ghost story. Oh, and also the Live Fast and Prosper one, I think, or Live Fast and whatever. Live Fast and I never got around to that one.
That'd be interesting.
I think those are because I started going through all that stuff because for research for what what needs to be included in the updated concordance. Like they don't fall out of that, so I'm not gonna bother with it. It was during that one I finally watched season 3 of Enterprise. Okay, yeah, I did skip out on a good one.
Enterprise.
Oh, I boycotted that season originally. No, hold it. You're throwing a major war that there was no. That's. Don't mean you're playing real fast. Listen to the timeline now, Sparky. But it turned out being a big fat nothing in the end. Like, it would have been just.
That's what my opinion of the entire show, Enterprise. A big fat nothing in the end.
But I'm still pushing for a season 5, or at least effectively a season 5, to get back on track. And even if it's just like just a 10-episode miniseries, basically, where it's like after the Romulan War, too much time has gone by. You can't pick up where they left off. You have to account for things.
Da. Or you could just go, it's so shit. They probably shouldn't have made it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my philosophy.
Yep.
That's my philosophy.
Well, they did good stuff because in going through all the update what now would be qualified for the concordance, because one of the mission statements for the concordance is it has to connect to the original series somehow, direct connection, or at least a very heavy reference. For some reason, some of the DS9 episodes at the time didn't make the cut. I don't know why. Mijo doesn't know why. but figured sticking some of those back in there. Then stuff that came afterwards. I don't think Trial and Tribulations have come out yet. But a few Voyagers made it in, but just about the entire 4th season of Enterprise, because everything's a callback to a few early on, but a lot of 3rd season.
I just don't care. Mm-hmm. Don't care.
Mm-hmm. Surprisingly, with Lower Decks, it's like, they reference all the time, but it's like not enough to really quote. So it'd be like there'd be
let me explain it this way, because you keep talking about that stupid show. Mm-hmm. I'd rather get a colonic than watch Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not, Fizz. Actually, there's a lot more science showing the whole thought of gray hairs being from stress is actually quite flawed science that's being debunked. And gray hairs in early 20s are actually not uncommon.
I suppose I had gray hair when I was 16.
I was graying in my early 20s.
Yeah. I mean, most of this really, it's also the lighting too. It's not quite that bad as it is, but a lot of that was fairly recent.
I remember my sister sitting there plucking gray hairs off my mom, laughing at how old she was. And then I realized that I was very young then. Mom wasn't even 30 yet. That gives a perspective, you know?
Yeah.
Makes you feel old.
Episode of Wings. Ever watch Wings?
I have the series.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're no football coach comes in trying to get him to come back. Do some kind of art.
Oh, Joe trying to go up against the young shit.
Remember at that time when they brought up that old, quarterback, he was so old. Yeah, he's the same age we are now.
Yeah. Like I said, I have the whole series.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure shocks you so much, right?
Not really.
Actually, I love the episode Frasier was on. Although he was a snake oil salesman in that episode.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly putting him at his best.
Well, he did go through, even in Cheers, a bit of a pop psychology era. There was a reason he was mocked so much by Niles at the beginning of Frasier. He did grow up a lot from that era. But part of it was, I think part of it was Lilith pushing him for money.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't remember you. Well, of course not. Her breasts aren't the size of beach balls.
I love that episode, actually. And it is one of the worst portrayals of Frasier. But let's be honest, the series Frasier was not a good portrayal of Frasier.
As we join the crane trained on mental health. Really?
Captain Dumbass.
Queen Bitch Face.
Are you hearing me?
You're talking at the same time. What? Yeah. Get your butt in there if you want help. Come on. I'm not going to do shit when you're in the hallway.
Trying to make sure you're actually going to come in here.
Well, get your butt in. Yeah. If you're nice, I might send you a link so you can join in. But
when did my mom have me?
Off for now.
My mom had me right in the center of her 20s. Right in the center of her 20s. And I am her youngest of 4.
Hold on here.
My mom was going at it young, okay?
What?
So to some people out there, this comes out quite snarky, quite mouthy, quite bitchy, but it's actually quite sincere too. Gray is early. We're all gonna age and die. Nobody's perfect. Fuck all. I mean, life is what it is. Do your best and fuck them. I've just quit caring as much.
Are you jacking around with my old tablet?
It's my old tablet.
I mean, some people just don't deserve any kindness, any consideration. It just is what it is. I'm in a bit of a mood. I'm in a bit of a mood. I am here to come unglued. Bit of a bitchy mood. La 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 la. I'm in a bit of a mood. Suck it, bitchy mood. Woo! I still love the person who literally comes in chat and asks me about Critical Drinker, and because I said I don't know enough of his stuff to say for sure if I love or hate him. got so offended they left and demanded that I like woke stuff. Bless your heart. I didn't bash him. I didn't attack him. I said I just don't know enough of this stuff because I don't follow it. These poor little bastards are so determined that everybody has to be all up in everybody's business that you can't actually just not have an opinion. Good Lord.
What?
That must make boom boom.
And now because I'm thank you, Iron. Now because I'm actually curious, I have to go to that. How stupid they are. Oh, nobody loves you. I wonder why. Let's see. For 15 years almost, you have 4 subscribers.
When you're done with that, can you come back and throw the blanket on me?
Oh, that's funny. Okay, I'm done. I'm in a bit of a bitchy mood. I just, okay. I can't. This is too funny to me. It's so fucking funny. That's why it's so fucking funny. If people only knew how offensive I'm being behind your backs, you would. Oh my gosh. You didn't just jump in and praise him. You must be woke. Cry, bitch. It's just, I swear, it's like people think they're so, fuck off, so entertained and so enlightened. People think they're so, people think they're so intelligent, but usually most of what they say is asinine bullshit, stupidity, and ridiculous beyond measure. Nobody fucking cares your opinions. It's not the end of the world if somebody doesn't kiss your ass and agree with you. I'm sorry. Not sorry. But I don't know why I'm supposed to care what anybody else is saying or doing. I don't know why these people think I'm supposed to care. I don't care. Does that offend you? Are you offended? Do you need a diaper? Do you need to cry like a little bitch? Are you a bitch? Are you a bitch, bitch?
Okay. What I miss?
Just ranting on the idiot who bitched about being woke because they wouldn't instantly praise somebody. That's like, that's so stupid. Oh, it's almost like we don't have to follow everybody just because we don't agree with the other side.
I'm sure Critical Drinker can do his own publicity, okay? You know,
you're not helping him look good by saying this
No.
stupid shit. So I got curious. I looked at their channel. They've had an account 14 years and they have 4 subs. And then I started laughing demonically.
I mean, I'm not a big channel, but goddamn.
That made me feel important. And I'm a pissant channel. Hell, I about gave Papa Cotton a chance to wet himself this morning. Well, basically what it came down to is Parrot Head posting a meme, and he responded to it going, trust Parrot Head to always find the uggos. And I went, hey, it's that taste that led Parrot Head to my channel.
Yeah. I don't think I hit the monetization thing here. Live?
I don't think I did. I haven't really kept up with much of anything lately, honestly.
There we go.
I was like, I tell everybody there's so many people I've been trying to support, watch, keep up with, or understand, but I just haven't kept up with much of anybody anymore. It's just too much going on. And that's the thing, is that's when I learned who friends were, because how
Yeah.
many people basically threw me away when I quit running around simping all their streams and sending money to them because I lost my father.
Mm-hmm.
And they think I'm a bitch because I won't kiss the ass of the community now. No. You made the bitch. You created this monster. You don't get to complain about it. And that's not at you, Fizz. That's in general to the people who keep trying to push this stuff on me. It's like, there's a reason I pushed away from everybody. Mm-hmm. And it is very, very, very legitimate. I got thrown under the bus for taking time off for my father's death and taking care of my family.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I had people literally send me messages going, "You're faking his death for attention. Show me the obituary."
Like, one, go fuck yourself.
No, I told them to go choke on a rotten dildo that's been a used twat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sorry I did.
Yeah, I can get some from highly recommended sources too. Yeah.
I told them to go to the stankiest people I could think of. Mm-hmm. And you know those cards where I create like orgy-like scenarios involving some of the most disgusting woke skanks? Fair enough, Fizz.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's the stuff that I literally did to them, and I told them to go do it to themselves.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was literally the dirty used dildo out of one of them twats.
Mm-hmm.
I have no remorse for saying that either.
Yeah.
None. I only wish I'd said it sooner when they started pulling that shit instead of going, "What the fuck?" And like, this is the thing. Most of these communities are full of fucking shit. They don't actually have principles. They have, "We want money. Give us your money." Look, I'm broke. I get the simping for money, okay? But you can't let that be more important than actually being a decent fucking human being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's where it's like, no. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
No. Fuck you. Also, eat a dick. Eat it. No. No, Ticky. So because of this whole breakdown that's happened this last week with somebody who shall remain nameless on my channel because he doesn't deserve a name. I hope he chokes on a dildo. I've quit making excuses for people just because I thought they were friends. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if I've known you for years. If you say something stupid to me, I'm going to become the bitch that you're trying to claim that I am. And to that person, if you are hate watching, because I know you do to some people at times, you've shown me how you do, I hope you swallow a dick. Eat a bag of dicks. I might be a bit bitchy today. Don't care. It's been a bad week. And there are certain people who really don't deserve anything but hate. So now that I've made certain opinions adequately clear, you can be a really good friend. You can come on here and be supportive. You can come in here and razzle me and give me crap. You can be a dick. You can be a bitch. You can be honest. You can be any number of things. As long as you don't cross certain lines. Cross those lines and you won't like me. won't like me. This is not ranted at anybody particular in the chat now. This is ranted because of the shit that's been happening this week. I don't care. It's also ranted to see if he's stalking. Here he is. Because some of you I know stalk anybody who doesn't kiss your ass. Yeah. And meanwhile, poor Bob's system froze because it's bitching him out like a cuck. Penis juice. It's just, to me, it's a comical situation. It just doesn't always make a lot of sense. And I'm never going to sit here and apologize to the people who treated me this way. Because quite frankly, I'm never going to give a fuck what they think. Powerful enemy. We can stand by each other. We can be good friends. Or you can see the horns. I don't really care which. I just don't know. I'm waiting for Bob to get back, and I'm rambling and 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 very hyperactive today. I can't really explain why. I just am. I've quit trying to impress anybody. Poor Bob. It's gonna be one of those days. Da da da. I think it's actually kind of good that I'm hitting this stage. I know this stage. This is a common stage for me. This is, things started off bad. Things happened that hurt me. I mourned, and then I hit fuck it stage. Fuck it stage is a glorious place, full of warmth and joy and happiness and the light of my life. Fuck it stage. I love this stage. I live and I breathe this stage. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to just say, fuck this, fuck you, fuck this, fuck you. Fuck it stage is here to stay. Hey, hey.
Yes, the little known Shirley Temple showstopper.
As I said, I hit the fuck it stage in my stress point dealing with grief. And it's actually kind of my favorite stage. It's where everything in life, good and bad, just gets fuck it, fuck you. And I know it's a part of my grieving process, but it's actually the part I enjoy. Is that bad? Speaking of fuck, get your fucking ass in here, you fucking bitch. What did she say?
She's racking up followers left and right now because he hooked up with the right guys, giving shout outs and people are responding.
Hey, crazy old bitch.
Send her a link here, get her ass in here.
Da da dee 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 dee.
No, she shot over 1,000 followers now.
Hmm.
There we are.
Then again, we all know followers don't mean you're good or bad. It just
No.
means you get followers.
Means they clicked on a link. Yeah. There.
Or the other phrase, you clicked on my face, bitch.
Yeah.
That goes for the one who tried to say that I like woke shit because they didn't instantly go, I adore Critical Drinker. It's like,
I'm sure he.
A few
Yeah.
videos. And I don't like cult stuff where you just blindly follow people because they're on your side. I'm sorry if that offended you, but I'm not sorry. You're a dumbass.
I'm sitting at
Fuck
20.
off.
I'm sitting at 2297 as far as Twitter followers go.
I don't know.
Let's see how long before she checks her messages. Wow, I was hoping to
Stop that pussy.
Get this old thing in here, trying to update some files here and there, but yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why I just ticked that when nothing was going on that actually matched that tick at all. Yeah, that was fun. Do things for attention. Who do you think I am? Some fat guy whose name sounds like he belongs in a prison or something? I mean. Oh. Panther. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
How did that come up?
Okay, Panther. Calm down. You jumped on me. You don't need to instantly jump off me to go to your window seat. He's like, but that's my window seat. You can still pet me there, human. Panther. Why did you show up when I said stroke that pussy? Hey, you crazy boy. Yeah, you're crazy. You a good boy? You a good boy? Even if you hump everything? Yeah, you like to hump everything, don't you?
Okay.
I tell him he likes to hump everything, and he just looks at me and winks like, well, of course, woman.
Your problem? Yeah.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Stop using this damn thing.
Oh, good boy. I'm not sure how to help you with that. I've had jobs. I'm not sure how I got them, how I lost them. I wasn't good at reading social cues. Imagine that the autistic tick monster had trouble keeping jobs, right?
All right. I never installed Surfshark on this thing.
He's a good boy, Panther. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yes, you are.
I can't reach. Come on, you weasel.
Good boy. Okay, you can go to your window. Boy, he hesitated, didn't he? I'm glad it went back to normal. That's loud.
Yeah.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, I'm just okay. Looking on here, I have that.
So basically, you never did show the meme we were going to go into.
Which
Do I
one
need
was
that I shared you of the joke about
I-
Sisson?
I couldn't find it.
I'll share it.
All right.
You are pathetic sometimes.
Well, we kind of exhausted the subject already. It's like, don't, please, Lily, think of your health here. Okay? It's only 23. Don't be a dumbass. You know.
Nah, I can't get it to load right now.
Damn
it. I thought it was funny that they made it into him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because. Oh, boy. Oh, shit. All right. Where's the volume on this damn thing?
I try not to be anti-sex. I try not to tell people don't have sex or stuff like that. But at the same time, don't be a thought. Please. It's not healthy.
Well, there. I'm sure there is on here.
It's not good for you. It's just not good.
No.
It's just not good.
No.
I'm not very functional today. I'm like bouncing between really hyper and really dysfunctional. Can I randomly blame you for it?
Nice, boss.
Yay! Everything is Bob's fault.
I'm sure you're going to anyway.
What'd you say?
I'm sure you're going to anyway.
Probably. If you said no, it probably would have made me do it more. PSA for everybody out there. Showing respect for PTSD is not the fucking same as safe spaces. There's a difference between legitimate trauma and nightmares versus being offended.
And the incident last week was beyond just being offended.
Also, if you can't grow up, then go suck a dick.
Plus, also considering the level you got to get to actually offend you, you know.
I still wasn't offended. I just said he was a
No.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
Imagine that. I wasn't offended. That said, you know, when you do this stupid shit, you're going to get called on it.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yeah.
And you're not a victim. Nobody piled on you because you defended yourself. Nobody was attacking you.
To be perfectly honest, most of us weren't paying attention. That's why I kind of caught everybody off guard.
I wasn't attacking him. I was literally off mic and he was bitching.
Yeah.
And the thing that set it all off was me making a asinine laugh off of a card that was hard to read, which we've all literally done to each other. I'm sorry that your humor failed. Maybe it wasn't fucking funny. It wasn't. It was a cruddy card.
Yeah, not every joke is going to land.
That doesn't mean you have to sit there and seethe and cry like a crybaby bitch who doesn't know how to take it up the ass like a proper bitch.
You know, imagine what would happen if you're doing a stand-up routine and hey, that joke was funny. Why didn't you laugh? Like, you want to see a crowd turn on somebody faster than
It's like, oh, dear God. And again, you don't like somebody who doesn't like your joke. That's fine. We're all gonna not be happy if people don't laugh at our stuff on occasion.
Yeah,
Make your smart ass comment, then fucking let it fucking go.
I've put up plenty of cards, and I thought, I put a lot of work into this one. What the hell? And then
And all of us went,
okay, here we are.
meh. And yes, for a moment you said, what the hell? That's funny. And we went, meh. And then you went, okay, fuck it.
I don't even go that much into it. It's like, okay.
There's been a couple times
There we
we had
go.
a little reaction, but again, it was a fuck it response, you know? And even when I get a little bitchy, it's a fuck it response. It's a bitch, then done. Which, if he'd done that, wouldn't have been anything.
And I just noticed they did kind of do a half-ass attempt to stick his face on hers. So
yeah, it's a little creepy and disturbing, honestly.
She is prettier than that, okay? She's not a raging bitch, but she's okay.
But what about the men joining in on these challenges? Don't they have any fucking standards?
Mm-hmm.
How would you want to be number 200 in a line? Literally just lined up, queued, going, can I hump her yet?
Even number 2, frankly, it said I knocked that hers in the first place. And also, the various other suggestions about when it's playing. Oh, you want to be? No, I don't like to share. Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've never. Look, is there a piece of the mind that has curiosity about group sex and stuff?
Yeah.
I think all of us have some curiosity about what these different things would feel like or be like.
Yeah.
But the thing is, hi, Dad, man, you came in at a hell of a point.
If she wants to bring a girlfriend in, yeah, but it's like no.
But here's the thing. Oh, again, I can understand to a degree you're doing multiple things, but you all have a different part of the body to have fun with.
Yeah.
I cannot understand literally cue it up and just wait to hump the hole when it's done with the last one. It's like, have you no standards? Why would you want to be treated like a ticket booth? And why would you want to treat having sex like you're riding a ticket booth? It's pathetic. It's disgusting. That was flipping. I already said the ticket booth part for the one being it. I said, I'm talking about the guys now. It's pathetic. It's disgusting. Have you no standards? Don't you want women who are... What happened to all this talk of women who have morals and fine character? And then why can they find so many of you fake alpha bitches ready to ride her for the first few seconds of fame? Bob? Dad man's having fun.
Yeah. There we go.
I hate puns, but I give more forgiveness to them when they're perverted. But it's also because I just find this whole concept of let's compete to see who can bang the most people in a day. It's like, God, I wouldn't want to set a world record if that was a world record.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so disgusting and so disrespectful to all people involved.
Yeah.
And to all these men who keep saying we want quality women, why are you all queuing up for these ETOTs? For everything they do, why are you all running and going, can I bang it? Can I bang it? Can I slip away? It's like, can you look for the women that actually have quality? No, because you actually don't think women have quality. These fake alpha bitches think every woman is just a set of holes. And so they talk about wanting a woman of caliber and quality, but that's not what they want. They want a set of holes that they can hump.
It's like, you're gonna what? She's the one with a record. What are you gonna? Oh, I did. Yeah, you're one of 1,000 other guys. Okay.
Nobody's gonna care. No one's gonna remember your name. Nobody's gonna know who you are. And even if somebody does, they're gonna look at you like a disgusting loser, fuck-faced bitch.
And there's a chance you're not even gonna make the final cut of the video. So it's like.
Again, I've dealt with that. I've talked about the women not wanting quality and that. But right now we're talking about the fake alpha culture, and this is I'm not putting them in the same here because they're both different things that you called out separately.
Yeah.
The fake alpha culture is really, really dangerous because unlike with the friend zoning and the nice guy stuff, the fake alpha culture is actually predatory and actually very openly predatory. And that's why I'm calling it out separately. As it compares more to the extreme feminists, do not use that other term because I'm trying to keep monetized here. Yes. It ties more to the extreme feminists who do things like call men breeding stock and talk about having a female-centered world where the men work in the undergrounds as slaves. That's comparative.
Yeah.
And those women are a whole separate bag of cats. Holy shit.
And like I said, when Rush coined the term that shall not be used about, a bunch of years ago, so there were maybe a dozen of those in the current. Now they've bred.
There was more of them back then than most people realized.
One thing, when he first coined the term, it's like, we're talking
like I said,
you can name them all in about a few minutes.
No, I'm telling you, in real life, there was more of them out there than people thought then. Yeah. When I talk about fake alphas, I'm talking about like the Tate Bros and all these male alphas who are basically promoting men can sleep with anyone they want. Women are their sex toys. It's really gross shit. And they literally are supporting the idea of treating women like property objects, abusing them. If you're with her, she has no right to refuse you, shit like that. Videos of guys that are part of the Tate Bro community making videos saying you don't have to accept her no. Excuse you? No, this is not playboys. These are actual monsters. There's a difference between people who sleep around a lot and people who are predatory monsters. And the predatory monster is growing. It's becoming more epidemic. As is the number of people defending it no matter what.
That's what happens when proper, role models for males, it's like you're gone now. All you got are these idiots.
Well, it's more complicated than that because the reason why society fell the way it did towards the feminist side was because of the abuse culture that existed for women for so long to begin with. And the fact that sexual abuse of a spouse wasn't even illegal nationally fully until the mid-90s. So a lot of these women, people are going, well, you weren't part of the sexual revolution. It's like, actually, a lot of us were.
Yeah.
A lot of us were around at the beginning of all this shit. And a lot of us were around at the end of it.
Or at least dealing with the first rounds of aftermath.
A lot of this stuff, the sexual revolution for women is a lot later that a lot of it finished than the racial revolution was for Black and other stuff. Women had a really rough ride in this. And I'm not justifying these people that are anti-male, anti-traditional family and stuff. I'm saying there is an epidemic you have to see both sides of. You cannot call out the feminist side without calling out the flip side. I'm not saying that I like either side. But there's a reason I call myself a recovering feminist. I don't like them. But I know why they became as popular as they did and how they were able to get so many people to believe their view of life. And it came down to there was a really horrific culture we were trying to overcome. And unfortunately, the pendulum of society tends to swing extreme in both directions. That means when one thing happens bad, it goes too far the other way and vice versa. It doesn't tend to stop in the middle where sanity exists. It tends to go, whew, 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 crash.
I mean, the backlash that's coming is like, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
It's like, okay, we had an extremely anti-minority racist society, and there's parts of that still exist, and there are still laws that really restrict some people, especially depending on which race. But the extremely vocal minority of minorities and extreme leftist white people have created now a backlash the other direction. And the other backlash is no better. It's literally, okay, this is reactionary upon reactionary upon reactionary. What's changed? We had an oppressive society. Well, we fought against that. Well, we don't like the things people are saying about us now after that oppressive society. So let's swing back to the oppressive society. It's like neither side is learning a fucking thing. Black, no. Native, yes. Not technically. There are still laws that are used as loopholes to go after some Black communities, but that's rare and it's nowhere near as common as people act like it is, and it happens to every group. So it's far less than they're making it out to be, but it does happen. And there are very rare, but there are still sunset towns where you really don't want to be a minority at night. But they're not the towns that the left is portraying them as. I debunked that list a while back on my X feed. Remember, I went off on a whole list of them and the lies about the population in each of the towns for multiple states.
Yeah.
It's like they do exist, but they're not like they're being portrayed either.
Yeah, a lot of it's like laws they haven't gotten around to yet because it's a lot of municipalities that
some of these small towns really are as racist as they're portrayed.
Yeah.
Keystone. Sorry, did I say something? Custer. Anywho, not that I have an opinion on that, mind you. Like my dad being pulled over multiple times in Custer County and Keystone County on bullshit charges, nothing he actually did wrong as a driver, and them sitting there making native cracks and going, when was the last time you were toked out and high? Oh, excuse you, go fuck off.
Basically, driving while Indian.
Which, by the way, is a joke that was made with Williams and Ree, where Williams is sitting there going, no, you're going to drive, because I certainly don't want to be pulled over for DWI. What? Driving with Indian. Oh, spare your politics.
Now what?
I know it's your channel, but yuck. Don't try to tie fandom to either side. I hate that.
It's like, look, election's over. He's already been inaugurated. Let's leave it, okay?
Even during the election, that did nothing but make more people dislike you. Sorry. Some yes, some no. It's not that they can't do anything. It's that there's so many regulations, so much control, and so much loopholes to micromanage everything on the res through this system where they're a sovereign nation, but also as part of the state, but also a treaty law system, also a territory, also... They've literally linchpinned them in between like 20 different classifications and given them 5 billion tons of federal regulation. And then blame us when we can't work within that, especially since you put us on barren lands that don't work for shit. And the answer you give us is, well, if you don't like it, leave. Okay, abandon the last land we have left of our homeland, so we have no control over anything. That works well. So it's like, we don't really have a good option. And that's not a woke position. This is where I get annoyed because I get told all the time, well, calling this stuff out is woke. It's like, no, it's not. Although apparently the other day I was told calling this stuff out makes me a Trumper. It's like, Trumpers are not pro-native people. Have you read some of the stuff they're saying? Nothing against the people I know who are, but it's not a pro-native stance. But I was literally told I was supporting him by calling out what's happening to natives. It's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. This is not the truth of either side here. You can call out both sides for their bullshit, but let's be honest about what you're calling out. Is that too much to ask for? Just a little integrity and fucking honesty?
From some sectors, yeah.
from honestly either side very often anymore.
Mm.
And again, this isn't the average person. The average person who's center right to center left is a decent person. I mean, there's very few tribes that are doing well, and that is not a comparative work to talk about the whole Inuit, aka Eskimo, in Canada and Alaska, because every treaty is different. Every country they have treaties with is different. So comparing tribe to tribe does not work, which is part of the problem and why it's so hard to go into the issues on Native issues, because they've made it so convoluted. It just doesn't work.
It was all cracked up by Washington lawyers, isn't it?
Exactly, Dadman. Honesty and integrity have to be there for healthy functioning society. It has to be there for mature disagreements. And it also is the only way to be if you want to make sure your side is doing the right thing.
And again, this scheme cooked up by Washington lawyers. So the honesty, integrity, are you high?
I still love the whole part and Get Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Washington versus the Redskin.
Yep.
Let me see if I can pull that back up a second.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see if I can get this one up here. I really do need to just save it into my computer. I need to save this one here. So this is my favorite quote of one of my favorite Get Smart episodes. And they made tons of Indian jokes in this. This was not playfully nice to the Indians.
Yeah.
Most of the episode kind of bashed us hard.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a part where Max is confronting the Indian terrorists in this. And this is what he says here. I'm sure if you listen to what I have to say, you'll change your mind about pressing that button. We've always had a great respect for the noble red men. Let's think of the past. Remember when you roamed these great plains with your buffalo, and then came our settlers, and then our soldiers, and maybe we better forget about the past. The present, yeah, that's what counts. The present. Let's look at the present. Look what we've given you in the present. These nice little tiny reservations. Let's talk about the future. Red Cloud. Now, if we take the promises of the past and join them with the policies of the present, then there's only one thing left to say. Let her rip, Red Cloud. Like he just like gives up partway through. Like I can't win this. There's nothing good here to tell him.
Yeah. Okay.
I would give some credit to that, Joel. Although even a lot of the third parties that are cited as more constitutional libertarian, they're really not the principles that they were founded on anymore either. They've got good members, but overall they're not following their principles a lot of the time either. And that's what sucks. That's the jaded growing up in the Native culture and dealing with all this stuff. And then living here in the political epicenter of Iowa so long, I am extremely jaded. Fuck off. Jaded. I've met so many of these damn assholes and they're all full of shit. They're all full of shit. Take care, Dad, man. I would say, Fizz, if you want to try to understand how to write Native characters, you have to first focus on exactly which tribes you're trying to base their struggles and their story on, and then come to us with it, and we can help you understand what's going on, because it is such a variance between tribes. You can't just universally write it well. If you try to write that it's Native first and then just ask general questions about Native culture, you might as well just go general European culture. Oh, look, Scottish man. Let's compare you to a German. It's the same basic thing. You got to have the context of the different tribes, the different treaties, and the different culture behind it. Otherwise, it just comes out like the woke shit, and it just kind of lumps us all together as some either savage as hell or noble savage men, both of which are bullshit. Both of which are absolute bullshit. And like the truth is in the middle.
The moon is up Uranus.
Okay. So yeah, it just depends on where you're going to go from there and what you're going to say and do. Depending on which tribes you're looking at and which cultures you're looking at, there's different things you'll need to research and understand. So it's not cut and dry, but there are things you can do.
See if I can find that.
Oh God, yeah. Okay. That's going to take a lot more work because you're getting really, really contrary both environments, treaties, and cultures with those. You want to have a Navajo and an Inuit in the same story. Okay. It's doable if you do it right, but ooh, holy shit. This is why stories I've been writing for a long time, like my tribal fairy, like my story of the shapeshifters that were mixed race from different tribes and stuff, are taking me as long as they are to write. There is so much to be aware of and do. Kind of same thing, even if they're not directly in the same book part, you've got a lot to research if you're going to do both. Because they are very contrary cultures. I still remember the woman who sat in my chat and told me that I respect your culture. I adopted a Mohawk boy. Wait. Let me get this straight. You respect my culture as a monotheistic Plains Indian who was nomadic and warrior based because you adopted a boy from an Eastern multi-theistic agrarian tribe.
Yeah.
Wait. Are we getting this shit straight?
Clearly not.
I sat there and my brain was just like, broken. No, that doesn't work. And also, adopting somebody does not mean that you respect their culture either. Does it? And that was one of those moments I'm like, and this is why they had the act they did, where they put a priority rule on it where it's harder to adopt a native kid if you're not part of the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the issue they had with the forced adoptions, the removal of kids from native parents, and the intentionally adopting them out to white parents. It was to fight against that. Now, granted, I don't think it's been done right. And I think it's made it hard for some kids to get parents when they need them, when they don't have any other option. But this is why that shit happened. Because unholy shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember reading that. And I sat there in shock. Because I could not fathom how anybody could be that fucking stupid. When you read something so stupid, it brains your damage, to quote Homer.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's something wrong. And that's where God help us all, right?
Mm-hmm. Trying to find the Bernie Capel said his favorite line from Get Smart with Siegfried was going through, it's training new agents. You have been, drowned, tortured, starved, and whatever. Listen, all this whole thing. All right, now on, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
I mean, that's a modernistic view of it. The origin of skinwalkers, when they first started, the belief of it was that these people could morph into and take the form of their spirit animal. The whole claiming they could change into any animal is a modern thing that is not tied to the history of the tribe. So that's something that a lot of the modern libraries are claiming, though, but it's a problematic stance that is not agreed upon in most Native culture, including in the Navajo.
I want to go back up here in the verse that Bill Shatner is Jewish. As was Leonard Nimoy. And Walter Koenig.
Technically, they were mixed race, but they were very significantly Jewish.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, those two should have had so much more in common and friendship-wise through that era than they did. Think of it this way. They had the same weird Arab mix of races in them. They're from the same region, and they were born a few days apart.
Yeah.
They should have had more in common and more connection than they did.
Well, I think they hit on that later in life, though. Because at the time, it was like Shatner's the golden boy, leading man, and here's this character to come in and steal on all his glory. So, hey, wait a minute.
Personally, believe in reincarnation is complicated. I believe there are times when it would be necessary in order to give a spirit a chance at life and at learning about the universe and God, but I don't believe it's the norm for most people. I do believe, as the woman of faith, that God said everyone will have a chance to accept or reject means people aren't going to hell because they never heard.
Yeah.
So obviously there's got to be some way that they have a chance to live and make that decision. So,
I occasionally get an inkling that, in a past life I was a backup, shortstop for the Brooklyn Dodgers, but, didn't see much action. Rode the bench a lot. But,
these people who all say that they know reincarnation is real, and apparently they were every historical character known to man. Do you know how many people think they were Cleopatra?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why I go with the backup shortstop with the Dodgers, like no one ever heard of.
But again, do I know for sure? Do any of us know for sure? No. Can I hypothesize this with my faith based on what I believe God said? Yes. I would never presume to say this is factual. This is my personal belief based on what I see as what I've studied in faith. That it doesn't make sense that a loving God would condemn somebody to hell for having never heard, especially when it says every person will have had a chance to accept or reject.
Yeah.
That, to me, does not add up. It doesn't add mustard. So I guess I'm complicated on that issue.
Yeah.
Would be a good way to describe it. But I do think as society, we treat people in the reincarnation camp way more serious than we do other spiritualities, which is really, really weird. It's like there's no evidence. Look, there's no evidence for or against religion. That's why it's faith, and why it's also faith not to believe.
Yeah.
Now, being truly agnostic and saying, I don't know, I can't believe well in things I haven't witnessed or seen myself either direction. I can be swayed, but I'm not sure. That is a viewpoint of a lack of faith. Being atheist and saying there isn't a God and there wasn't a God and there can't be a God is actually a belief just as much as believing God exists. So, nothing against either, by the way. If you believe or disbelieve, I don't have a right to tell you you're wrong. I can only share my faith and experience with you and try to be a good role model of it. But it's an interesting quandary because we are a very limited species with very limited understanding. And I know anytime somebody says, do you believe in this? Or do you believe in this? If whether you say yes or no, somebody out there is going to go, oh, I don't agree. And I'm not saying that about you, Fizz, here. I'm saying, and then they'll take it past that and they'll go, well, if I don't believe, you're wrong. It's like, okay.
I'll just refer to their Indigo Girls song and,
I'm not too worried about it. This is what I believe from what I've studied and what I've experienced. I've had enough supposed religious people convey my tics and my autism as demonic that I'm not really swayed by people going, well, in my faith, I believe it's like.
Well, good for you. Yeah.
It's nice that you have that faith. I'm trying to figure out why I care.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to drop everything and join forces with you because you believe this? No. That's interesting. It's almost like we're unique individuals, right? Yes. I've seen shit, okay? And I know there's people, a lot of the comedians I follow absolutely love to take shots at anyone who believes in spirits or other creatures or stuff. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I don't find it a position of ignorance because we really don't know that much as a species.
Mm-hmm.
I find it a position of ignorance to believe it can't exist. The same goes for telekinetic powers. And the issue I have with the studies on telekinetics and spirituality is they always go, well, can you replicate it intentionally? It's like, well, in no place in faith, in no place in spirituality, in no place in those who have connections, things like this, is it ever something that's controlled? It's always something that you suddenly see or suddenly interact with out of the blue without notice. This is why palm readers and all that are crap. Because genuine moments that can't be explained are just that. Moments that can't be explained. How did I wake up at 3 a.m. and know that my brother was going to lose everything he had, including his job, and end up moving to another city and be able to tell him which one it was? 6 hours before it all happened in the middle of the night. I got no idea. He didn't believe me then. He did when it happened, but I have no idea how I knew. I knew nothing about his job, but it happened. This is why I believe there is something, but I don't think it's something we can replicate for scientific testing, which is why either you believe in it or you don't, but you can't enforce that belief upon others. And why it's so dangerous when people are selling and promoting it. Because we just don't know. We don't know. We're really, really a simple race. Or put it bluntly, we're abecedarian troglodytes.
We are monkeys with nuclear weapons. Okay,
So I always, when I tell people what I believe, it's with a grain of salt, and not expecting anybody to agree or concur or join in with my viewpoint.
Or George Carlin, you believe in angels? How about goblins? Okay,
I actually believe that most everything that is in mythology existed in some form in history. We just, our human interaction made it more grand than it was, and then eventually it got lost to folklore, and then completely just explained away. And that's actually more close to the truth, because folklore adapted things that were weird that we couldn't explain beyond our experience. And then it added to it. There are genetic diseases that make people crave blood, have issues with sun sensitivity, all this stuff. Basically, vampirism. There are, again, I think we are so wrong on the era of dinosaurs and humans, and that's because carbon dating is a very flawed science, and even most scientists are starting to acknowledge that. And acknowledge how many things were carbon dated and then proven to be fakes years later. So there's a lot of evidence that's not as cut and dry as it was portrayed as. But
geological dating's a little more, trustworthy.
A little more, but again, there's only so much we can date unless we know exactly what something went through for long periods of history and what the starting carbon was. And if it's not something that exists, or starting geological situation was, and if it's not something that exists today, we don't know those starting numbers. So again, it's a flawed science. I'm not saying there isn't some truth to some of it, but it's a lot more complex than it's portrayed. It's like people go, well, it's either science or it's not. It's like, no. Things can be scientific and still not fully accurate.
Because you're having to deal with indirect evidence, and something like, unless you directly observe it, the best you can do is it's a very well-grounded theory, but that's the closest you can get.
All of the dragon myths, I do think, tie back to dinosaurs in some point in history where they did overlap. And they're finding out a lot of the sea creatures that are part of the dinosaur classification did not die off when the others did. In fact, some of them they're still finding alive in the depths of the ocean. They did during the tsunami in 2005. They had things wash up on shore that were still kicking that matched Japanese mythology of dragons, for water dragons. And then they just went, oh, well. No, I think it's really simply that they survived long enough that humans interacted enough, and that's where dragon mythology is. Because there's so many of them that great flying beasts who breathe fire. That's a dinosaur. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was that they changed or anything else. I think that's just how primitive man interpreted them, literally. That's my hypothesis. I can't state this as factual. I can state this as making sense with what we know. Technically, actually, they are, but it's complicated. They're not what's known to most people as dinosaurs, but they are part of the genome known as dinosaurs. That's why I said they're technically that, but they lived much longer than the land versions. Okay, so it's still complicated. And it depends on which ones, by the way. Some of the ones that originally were classified as the dinosaur classification in water have none of the same structure to them and no evidence they were related. Some of them are basically just water versions of what's already known.
And a lot of the dinosaurs were not reptiles anyway.
No. Chicken!
Yeah, you want to see the current, descendants of dinosaurs? Look at blades.
There's a reason we call them raptors.
But slight shift here. Disney appears to be determined to bring back Firefly.
No, we hate you, Disney.
Yeah, normally be red flags those days, but they're talking to Nathan Fillion to head it up, though.
Nope, I'm still not gonna say good idea. That's just anytime it's Disney, it's like no, just don't. But unlike some people, I don't bash on Disney and do the Duck Disney stuff and then go to their parks and spend thousands to get drunk and drive around the carts.
Yeah.
Some people.
No, we can get it. If Fillion does have real control, and also he would insist on bringing in Joss Whedon in some capacity. It's his story.
Yes,
and
we're not disputing that part.
Yeah,
there. That doesn't mean they weren't related. Again, this whole thing is supposed to come to the belief of evolution. If you believe it, is everything originally came from the waters.
And reptiles are not warm-blooded, so that's kind of what makes them reptiles.
So, if you believe the theory of evolution as it stands, that all life came from the waters, sludge, and fish originally, then why is it so hard to believe that some developed differently in the water and some developed on land and different paces? I mean, my general opinion is stop with the 5 billion remakes and retellings and respawns and do something new, you intellectually vacuous losers.
Now, I'll make allowance for Firefly if the right people are in charge and Disney keeps their hands off. Because there's not much there. You got 14 episodes and one movie. Now, aside from comic books and other stuff, like there's not much there, so it could use a little more fattening up of the record. But it's got to be done right. It's got to be an actual continuation, not a reboot. Yeah. The one thing's gonna be weird is because Fillion does want to bring back Alan Tudyk, which would be tricky because, again, you know, Wash kind of like I'm a leaf in the wind. Watch out! Giant spike through the chest. It's like he wasn't even. He just like gone. Didn't even have the hold him up. No, it's a. Now there's a number of ways they could go. Either extensive flashbacks, an android, long lost twin. You know.
This all sounds painful, cringe, and overdone.
Person I would do is he just happens to look like Wash, and they're having, you know, arguing with him and Zoe. No, I'm not your husband. Okay, stop treating me like that. You know, get some story ideas out of that.
This is all making me go, I don't care.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know that's a terrible statement, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And again, the big thing will be Disney keeping your hands off. You know, don't try and mess with this. This is not in your league. You know.
Well, to be fair, Disney isn't in league with almost anything.
Not anymore. Not even itself. You know. I mean, it's a general consensus. Captain America: Brave New World is going to be the biggest flop in the studio's history. There's no way this movie can make any money. It's, you know, the budget is up around $400 million. It would be over $1 billion. You know, over about $1.5 billion just to break even. And it ain't gonna make $1.5 billion. There's too much crap going on around it.
When you piss off the fans long enough,
Mm-hmm.
you lose.
Yeah.
You can't just piss on the fans and expect what? That they're going to love you for it, that they're going to praise you, that they're going to be so proud of you. No. Sweeties, we don't love you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say this any more gently. We don't love you. In fact, Disney, we hate you. We revile you. We gag at the thought of you. It's like a young hot girl looking at an old guy's penis. We're gagging. I mean,
it's like saying, oh, but it was in the comics. Yeah, and those were the worst comics of the line. Stop it. Like they're talking about doing the Clone Saga.
Do you have a brain in your head? Do you have a brain? Are you really useless?
You know, the Love and Thunder storyline. Yeah, did you pay attention to the fan reaction to that storyline? It wasn't good. You know.
Well, what happened in the comics, that doesn't mean it A, would have been supported by the original comic writers, or B, was accepted by the fans.
Yeah, in the comic. Okay, let's bring in Ace the Bat Hound. Let's get Batmite in there, okay?
I'm really getting tired of it happened in the comics, therefore it's good. It's like, that doesn't mean shit.
A lot of stupid shit happens in the comics because they got an issue out like now. Okay.
Or because they've changed writers and the new person doesn't respect the original stories.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's happened doesn't mean it was good.
Yeah.
It's so tiring.
Okay, I think it's past my nap time here, so I'm gonna, you know.
Pussy. Pussy.
Let's see. Should I do an end credit here too? Because I did the opening.
Sure.
I kind of like one angle. It's like, yeah, Batmite and Mixer Spicklick were from the same universe, so it's like, you know, that one kind of, you know, followed. But okay, come on. So let's set an outro video. And this is started with Firefly. It started with Star Trek, and we kind of ended with a Firefly thing here. And
and went all over the place in between, including me just
Mhm.
bashing senselessly on a dumbass who pissed me off.
Yes, and the ins and outs of anal sex. So,
Well,
like I said,
considering the dumbass that pissed me off, the anal sex conversation's appropriate for his name.
yeah, the only thing I didn't go into is the automotive reviews, and that'll be next time. So, on that bombshell, come on.